Hey guys, thanks a lot for listening to today's show. We just want to say that in the early going, we'd like to keep our listenership sort of small, sort of contained.
We want to maintain our indie cred, I guess, and have it feel like our fans are, like you, tastemakers. So, you know, don't subscribe on iTunes.
Right. Don't rate us on iTunes. Don't give us a positive review. Other people then might want to listen to the show.
Unfortunately, some maniac made this page, facebook.com/Hollywood Handbook. I mean, if you go there and become a fan, then it's really going to get the word out.
Right. And if you do go, you'll find like gorgeous studio photos, news on exciting guests in the pipeline, all that stuff. It really is a fan generator. So we'd rather you not go to that site and like it. You could also follow us at Sean Clements and at Hayes Davenport on Twitter. We'd also rather you not do that. We also will disappoint you.
We're going to disappoint you if you do that. You're not going to get exciting updates or comedic takes on things from us if you go there. So be warned.
Thanks for not doing all that stuff, because otherwise we might have to keep doing the show a lot. And
yeah, you're going to wind up with more of the show if you do that, and none of us want that.
Hey guys, we have an exciting announcement for you. Before we start, this is a promotion for a movie that has a name that we can't really say.
We're not totally comfortable with some of the language in the title. We do think it's going to be a very good, very funny movie, but we don't like to say the word.
A $$ word.
Yes.
So we'll just go through, and you just fill in that word for what we say, and you'll figure. You'll
know where it goes.
Earwolf's own June Diane Raphael and the universally beloved Casey Wilson are releasing a hilarious, crazy, and all kinds of wonderful road trip comedy called Butt Backwards.
Casey and June wrote and star in Butt Backwards alongside Paul Scheer, John Cryer, Alicia Silverstone, and Vincent D'Onofrio. Butt Backwards comes out on November 8th, and you've got to support it.
I know what you're thinking. November 8th is so far away, I can't wait that long to watch Butt Backwards.
Well, lucky for you, you don't have to wait that long to watch Butt Backwards, because Butt Backwards was released on video on demand yesterday, September 30th.
Trust us, Butt Backwards is so fun, it's original, it's got so many great people in it, you'll laugh, you'll cry, you wish you had a reason to travel across the country, you're gonna love Ass Backwards. Fuck.
It's okay. Butt Backwards, currently on video on demand, or November 8th in theaters.
Listen, sad but true, a lot of this business is about how you look.
It's unfortunate that people are so superficial, but it's very real.
And the successful people in this industry now are wearing gear from the Earwolf store.
Almost exclusively, all the hottest stars and directors are dressed in these reasonably priced cool shirts and Earwolf apparel, and if you want to go in and meet for a job or meet for some opportunity for a role or pitch a story, and you're not wearing Earwolf gear, the next guy will be.
The next guy's going to be wearing a Who Charted t-shirt with a Kulop on it. And who do you think is walking away with that job? I think you know.
Yeah, I can tell you from my experience. I interviewed a bunch of assistants last week, and only one of them had head over to the store at earwolf.com and used the easy-to-navigate site and had a quick shopping experience that was simple and convenient, and was wearing their Earwolf gear, and so that's who I hired. Now, she's a terrible assistant. She was the least qualified, and I've been very unhappy with her performance, but I can't get over the clothes.
So head over to the store at earwolf.com, pick up some t-shirts and hoodies and other apparel. That's a little free advice from Sean and Hayes between the normal sections of the show.
Hey friends, so some of you might know a couple years ago Hayes and I hosted this other podcast called The Reality Show, and I remember around the time that it was leaving the airwaves that people kept writing comments that were, wait, I'll pay to keep it on. I'm willing to pay.
And we really appreciated that. And unfortunately, we went into the accounts to check and see, to make sure it was working, and it was broken because there was no money in there.
Yeah, we don't know what happened, but the server must have been down or their internet, but whatever happened, no one actually did put any money into that show.
Right.
Good news. we have put some money behind this one, and it's working again. The money went in, so we can receive it now.
So take that money that you tried really hard to donate to the reality show, and donate to Hollywood Handbook.
Roll it into Hollywood Handbook.
Visit earwolf.com/show/Hollywood-handbook, and you can sign up for a one-time donation, even a monthly donation. I know a lot of you, were trying to sponsor the studio for a day by going to earwolf.com/donate. So this is a great opportunity for you guys to follow through on that promise that you made to us. So thank you all so much for your continued support of Hollywood Handbook. So the other day, Sean and I are at Mastro's. We're splitting a steak 3 ways with Leighton Meester.
Yeah, we tripled up on a steak with Leighton.
And she takes off, it's starting to get a little warm. So she takes off her hooded sweatshirt. And what is she wearing underneath but a Wolf Dead t-shirt? And this is something that we're seeing all over town these days. Everyone who's anyone is wearing products from the Earwolf store.
Leighton had that on, and then I turn to my left, and in the booth, it's Milo Ventimiglia, and he's got the iHeart Podcast t-shirt. Mm-hmm. And I go, well, this Earwolf store is going nuts, and anybody who's a somebody is wearing this gear.
And we said, what's going on? And it turns out the store is having an amazing sale. They're giving 25% off select items at list price, including the Wolf Dead t-shirt and the iHeart Podcast t-shirt. So if you want to be like Leighton and Milo, and I think you do, head to the store to get the look that everyone's rocking this fall.
Collared button-ups under an alt-comedy podcast tee.
Use the offer code MIMBY for an additional 25% off already reduced items, like Mimby Kaling. That's MIMBY for an additional 25% off.
Head to the store today
at store.earwolf.com.
Dag, Earwolf heads, it's the holiday season. The season of giving, love, family, and induced fucking stress headaches, man. Don't overcomplicate the season, you dipweeds. Simplify your life and do all your shopping at the brand spanking new Earwolf store.
Not only do we have new t-shirts, but we've also got 4 new Earwolf-themed pint glasses, tote bags, nerd poker dice bags, posters, hoodies, and the fabulous Kulop Filet socks.
Dogs, I'm telling you, the store's fucking stupid loaded with cool t-shirts and other dumb wild apparel. Plus, there are also 4 new pint glasses. How cool is that, you fucking dipweeds? If you're a hardcore Earwolf fan, buy the set of 4 together. If you're more selective with your podcast taste because you're a fucking pussy, then you can get more specific by choosing a Comedy Bang Bang, How Did This Get Made, or the Fabulosos Clarbro pint glass.
Plus, we've still got a few bottles of the infamous Hot Saucerman. Hot Saucerman is packed with habanero and serrano chilies, garlic, vinegar, lime, and salt, and contains no milk or seafood. Awesome, right?
At least check it out, dweebzoids. We got a ton of new photos up in the store, and the new layout is super intuitive. Head to store.earwolf.com ASAP.
Things are happening and things are exciting. As a result of appearing on our podcast, Hollywood Handbook, Andy Daly has been given his own podcast. People liked his appearance on ours so much, they thought he might be able to carry his own show, and they're willing to let him try it out. Andy Daly's Pilot Project podcast is releasing regular episodes starting on February 6th, thanks to us. Listen to them. They're great. Like we are. Hey guys, Sean and Hayes here, about to record some ads for you, and we just wanted to say a quick thank you first to whatever listener it was that sent us this delicious box of caramel, saltwater taffy, and tasty toffee, and we were just really enjoying them here in the studio. But anyway, here are some ads.
So, we got a lot of pilots submitted to us here at Earwolf, and as of February 6th, TV's own Andy Daly will be sorting through them to discover promising new talent. He's got submissions from people from all walks of life, including a theatrical director and a cowboy poet laureate. Go to earwolf.com/Andy Daly. Get involved.
Our family is growing. Toe picks with longtime friends and creative comedic collaborators Michael and Black and Michael Showalter join our little gang today. Toe picks tackle some of humankind's most baffling subjects: love, DITs, ghosts. As if the promise of the kings of comedy Michael and Black and Showalter wasn't enough, the show will also have original music by Dan Deacon. Dan Deacon, king of excellent vibes. You're gonna love this show. Find out more at earwolf.com/topics. Ever heard of a little album called Joshua Tree? Yeah, of course you have. Because Ireland's on U2 rocked the industry with that little group of songs. And now they're poised to do it again.
U2 will be releasing another album soon. And our own Scotty Ackerman is joining up with his buddy Adam Scott of Parks and Recreation fame for a show they're calling You Talking U2 to Me?
On February 25th, make sure you check out You Talking U2 to Me. To get a real tasty, like this candy, tasty taste of two buds talking too.
But then now, back to the show.
Hey dweebs, time to stock up on some spring apparel. It's all free from the Earwolf store all year round if you start a successful podcast. Just email Scott Anchorman and Jeff Ulrich, pitch them your idea for a podcast, and you'll be able to get every single thing you could ever need to survive. If you could live off t-shirts and pint glasses, which will be 100% free to you as soon as you get your podcast started. In the meantime, why don't you go check out the great deals at Earwolf, including the classic t-shirts, the pint glasses, the tote bags, which have beauty and function, ? Exclamation point, yes. You better believe it. And that's a ghost saying that. So what are you waiting for? Start your fucking podcast. Get a lot of listeners like me and Hayes did, which is why we're always decked out in fresh free shit. And go to store.earwolf.com. Okay, let's get back to the show, loser.
As you may know, it costs a lot of money to run a podcast studio. There's the mics and all the computers and
the airtime, just the broad bandwidth.
Yeah, and also, as of right now, we have one of our engineers, Engineer Brett, who's actually very sick.
As you may or may not know, Engineer Brett's very sick, and Handbook heads, he won't tell us what he has, but we've been looking at him, and he definitely is sick. And I think he might need...
He has some weird problems.
He might need a new brain or something, because he really doesn't look right.
He's been sneezing this goop, and one of his eyes is all white.
And his one arm's big and the other one's small. So if we could please get Engineer Brett a new brain, it would be about $100 a day, which is the same price as running a podcast studio, just about. So send us $100 for Brett, $100 for the studio. Mm-hmm. And maybe just 100 straight to the dome, because you know we've been making that funny, good show.
If you visit earwolf.com and go to our show page, you can sign up for a one-time donation or even a monthly donation. Just indicate when you donate if you want it to go to the podcast, to Engineer Brett's new brain, or straight to the dome. You'll get an on-air shout-out from us and a one-of-a-kind thank you letter from everyone on the episode. You'll be a part of comedy history by helping the studio out and making Brett's brain good. And I promise you we'll all love you forever. Thank you for listening. Okay.
Everyone download Audible today.
They have over 150,000 audiobooks and stand-up sets. Sorry, we're just so excited that we have an ad. 150,000 audiobooks and stand-up sets to choose from, and you can play Audible on tons of platforms. iPods, iPhones, Windows phones, MP3 players, so many platforms.
Okay, and so, deal. If you, a free audiobook and a free 30-day trial, log on to audiblepodcast.com/Hollywood to get it, and please do that. Please, I want to reward them for doing
the first real ad, and we're just so excited. We just really want it to be good. There's a recommended audiobook. Check out Deep Thoughts from a Hollywood Blonde, written by Jenny Garth and Emily Heckman, I guess because it has Hollywood in the title. It's narrated by Jenny Garth, and it's unabridged.
That's a free audiobook, okay? And it's a 30-day free trial if you visit audiblepodcast.com/Hollywood. Thanks for sponsoring the show, Audible!
Yay, Audible! Everyone, we're still very happy to announce that Audible is advertising on the program.
Really excited.
It's a real thrill. As it turns out, they're also a great company, and they have over 150,000 audio books and stand-up sets to choose from, and you can play your books on tons of platforms. iPods, iPhones, Windows phones, MP3 players.
Deal alert, a free audiobook and a free 30-day trial. Just log on to audiblepodcast.com/handbook to get it.
Recommended audiobook, Hilarious, written by Louis C.K. You can listen to his views on human behavior at the stand-up event at Pabst Theater in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And this book is on us because we love you guys.
That's a free audiobook and a 30-day free trial by visiting audiblepodcast.com/handbook. Thanks for sponsoring the show, Audible.
Hey guys, head on over to store.earwolf.com to grab up a classic Earwolf tee or a digital download. I haven't actually been to the store yet.
We haven't been to the store, but we know, look, we work here.
Sure.
The couture that's available online through these people must be amazing.
Yeah, they probably have like a nice like denim sort of crop top with like a hinge waist.
Yeah, or just like shredded mesh undies. I believe Bob.
Listeners, help Hollywood Handbook stay free to download by completing this short anonymous survey. It will take no more than 5 minutes. If you have money to throw around and you're okay with the show becoming expensive.
Personally, I wouldn't do the survey because I don't care if the show's free or not, because if I want it, I'll just fucking buy it. I mean, it's my show, but whatever. But if you are a poor person, you live in a trash can or whatever, go ahead, take the survey, because listeners who complete it will actually get entered in an ongoing monthly raffle to win a $100 Amazon gift card.
Your answers will help match our show with advertisers that best fit the sense of our podcast and its listeners, like you. And if you complete the survey, you get a $100 Amazon gift card with which you could almost buy an episode of our show once it becomes...
Yeah, under the new model.
Under this, yes. And it becomes a luxury item. We promise not to share or sell your email address, and we won't send you email unless you win. Please go to www.podsurvey.com/Hollywood. That's www.podsurvey.com/Hollywood to take our survey and get a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card, unless you are rich. Thanks.
Hayes, are you on this Audible thing?
You know what? I am. I just got on it, and now it's my favorite way to do books.
I've been on for like 2 weeks. I use this unique URL. It's audiblepodcast.com/handbook.
My favorite thing that I've discovered about it is that there's over 150,000 titles to choose from, and the options range from fiction to nonfiction to bestsellers and all the way into every category imaginable.
Is that right?
It is.
I didn't even see that. I mean, it's a great feature, but I was just so locked in on it's got these free apps.
Wow.
For iPhones, Android, Windows Phone, and they're free.
Do they cost money?
No, you don't have to pay money. And you know what else? If you're using the app,
you can download and then you can listen to.
I was going to say,
the books on your iPhone, iPod,
on
Android,
phone,
Kindle Fire, Windows Phone, and over 500 MP3 players all at once.
And it's like, you know, I found myself when I first started being like, oh, this must be like a streaming or a rental service, you know? Like, didn't you think that it would be like that?
That's what I thought.
Well, with Audible, you own your books. That's not like that. You own your books.
So you can resell them to somebody else. You can't actually do that, but you do own them.
So there's also like features on it. Have you seen these?
Yes. Well, for example, did you see the My Library feature? It lets you access your books anytime, even from your phone.
I only saw the Whisper Sync for voice feature. That lets you switch back and forth between your Kindle and audiobook without ever losing your place or missing a word.
Well, I'll be trying that along with my immersion reading on the Kindle Fire HD, which lets you listen and read at the same time and highlights the text as you read along with a narrator if you need that.
I'm not going to need that. I'm going to be so busy just jamming out on the chapter navigation and annotated bookmarks.
And also, I love my sleep mode and also my button-free mode. And you can even control how quickly
or how slowly
it's narrated.
Yes.
Yes. And so if I were going to try Audible, which I already did, I would do it because I get a free audiobook of my choice at audiblepodcast.com/handbook, as well as a free 30-day trial membership. I mean, why wouldn't you? And you have a great listen guarantee and you can't go wrong.
Well, that's why I'd stay with it, because here's how it works. So, okay, you don't like the book you choose, right? You get your free book. It sucks. It's written by some idiot, Bernie Hemingway or some shit. Then you decide, okay, that sucks. No worries. You exchange the book you're not happy with for another title anytime, and they ain't asking questions.
So go to audiblepodcast.com/handbook and get yourself a bunch of free books for 30 days at audiblepodcast.com/handbook. I really hope they like that.
What up, friends? Now, Hayes and I talk a lot on this show about how the toys are nice. That's part of our lifestyle, LARF-style. What up, friends? Now, Hayes and I like to talk a lot on this show about how the toys are nice. That's, of course, part of our lifestyle and laugh style. We joke around with each other. But we are talking about Ferrari cars, big splashing pools, what's another toy?
RC Copters.
Okay, RC Copters. Now, those are the kind of toys we mean, but those aren't safe for kids. What's safe for kids?
Yes, when you're talking about real toys and getting real actual kid toys for your kids, the problem is kids from 6 months to 4 years, they develop so fast that they get bored with their toys within a couple of days. And I can actually say that sort of applies to some of our teenage friends as well, like some of my guys. So buying toys for these guys is a waste. So what you do instead, you sign up for Sparkbox at sparkboxtoys.com, use the code Hollywood, and for $30 a month, you get a whole box of clean toys delivered to your house once a month.
And to be a little more clear about why you use the code Hollywood, it's to get 50% off the first month. So it's $30 a month, but it's 50% off the first month if you use the code Hollywood at www.sparkboxtoys.com. And I want to point out that you're probably scared, oh, somebody else used these toys, they're getting rented, they're dirty. They're not dirty. You're dirty. The toys are clean. You're dirty.
Until you touch these toys, they are clean. They are fully sterilized using a 5-step process used by top playrooms. And the shipping is free, and the toys are clean until the second you come in contact with them and your germs swarm onto these toys because you are so filthy.
You've been out digging all day in the potato farm or whatever the F you do, and meanwhile the toys have been getting cleaned with this 5-step process that's like, really extensive. And you probably, when you're showering, don't even really get everywhere.
So sign up for SparkboxToys.com. Use the code Hollywood for 50% off. Sparkbox Toys. You are dirtier than these toys. This episode was sponsored by Cards Against Humanity. They asked us not to read an ad. And could we just say how incredibly epic that is?
It's so friggin' badass. And everything we're saying now about them, they didn't ask us to do because they asked us not to read an ad, and that's so badass epic.
It's like they paid for the time, but it's just like we don't even give. We don't even give what you do.
That's the kind of company it is. And there's some of these new, young, edgy companies, and one of them's this one.
Yes.
And I've played it. Mm-hmm. And it's funny. Mm-hmm. If you're playing with funny people.
And now they did ask us to read that they didn't ask us to read an ad.
Yes.
Which some people would say is still sort of an ad. It's not an ad because they said that they didn't even want us to read an ad.
Well, what are you listening to the podcast for? Ads? No. You're listening for content, and that's why having the ad be so short, like this one is, lets you get straight back to the show in this faster way. And some of the stuff when you're playing the game is so rando that you're like, how'd they think of this? That you do sort of think like, you got to be pretty twisted to think okay, rando cards and short ads, like that's what we're doing.
And when you're shopping for games and you're in the game store, you'd see these cards and you'd say, these are the cards that gave me more of my favorite show. Like by not taking up space for an ad, they let me get back to the show I was listening to as soon as possible. I'll do them a favor and I'll buy their cards. And guess what? You're going to have a great time doing it.
And please reward them for this sort of thing, because really this is the shortest ad I think we've done to date.
How often do you get to laugh at some cards?
Almost never.
So we want to tell you about one of our favorite companies, Sparkbox. Now, a lot of people think this is a box of fire.
It's a very scary name for a very great product. What Sparkbox is it's toys in a big box, and the toys do not spark and burn your baby.
It has nothing to do with fire at all. When we first heard the name, we definitely thought it was fire, and we were so scared to open it. But when we opened it, it was toys for kids from 6 months to 4 years, and they develop so fast they get bored with their normal toys in a couple of days. So instead of burning them with fire, you'd send your toys back to Sparkbox, and they'd give you new toys.
It's very convenient. You're essentially renting instead of owning, which makes sense because they're going to grow out of the toys so fast. And it
only costs about $30 a month.
Yes, $30 a month, and you're going to get a great discount if you do it through us. And Hayes and I almost didn't do this ad, I want to say.
Yes.
Because we did not want to be burning babies and electrocuting them with a bunch of sparks inside a box. And they've shown us the toys, and that the toys are clean.
The toys are extremely clean. If you use the code Hollywood, you can get 50% off the first month, which is only $30 a month anyway. So if you need that, I guess you're in big trouble.
HOLLW. Oh, wait, let me start over. HOLLYWOOND. No, there's no N. I was saying and. HOLLYWOOD.
So go to SparkboxToys.com, use the code Hollywood. Sparkbox, it's not fire.
This episode was sponsored by Cards Against Humanity. They asked us not to read an ad. Enjoy the show.
Now, I did this last week too.
Yes.
And the first time it was kind of cool.
I thought it was
epic, dude. It was definitely epic the first time.
Legit epic.
They paid for these ads.
Yes.
And to just like take that money and to just throw it away, for them, like it's not funny anymore.
Because here's the thing. I get it. You're cool. You're a hip brand. You know, you want your thing to be like, we're the ad guys that don't do the ads. But at a certain point, I get scared. I get legitimately scared that people aren't going to have these funny cards.
It's 2 weeks in a row. They've purchased ad space. They have paid money for this ad space for the show.
Yes.
And to just not get an ad out of it?
To get no ad time out of it because there's no time that we're spending talking about the product.
Funny once, cool, epic once. Second time, it's actually very stupid.
And
it is
very
stupid.
Scary.
It is
and very
stupid for a company to do.
As someone who enjoys the cards.
Yeah.
It's kind of terrifying to think that I won't be able to get them, or I'll have to get them off of eBay and they'll have jelly all over them or something because it's some cards that somebody already played with and got a lot of the laughs out of. And honestly, because they are kind of cutting edge, topical, political with some of the funny things they put on the cards.
Sometimes when you get them on eBay, they can not be as topical anymore.
Yes, exactly. Because I don't know if 25 years from now, and I actually hope that 25 years from now, I don't get the reference to Obamacare or whatever. Yes, Grumpy Cat is another example.
And when you get an old pack that's talking about max headroom, it's funny to us.
Sure, we know.
But if a little baby's playing the game, they don't know who max headroom is.
No, babies don't know half the stuff on these cards, and so. I want to say this is just me pleading with you, Cards Against Humanity. If you hear this ad, and I know you listen to the show. It might be our
fault because we were so enthusiastic.
We encouraged it. We encouraged it.
What an epic move it was last time, and it was a win. But it's verging on fail territory. I'm not going to say it's a fail. I refuse to say it's a fail yet. It's encroaching on fail territory. What Cards Against Humanity is doing with these ads.
Yes, and last week points. But this week, cards, I just am going to have to give you kind of the Hardwick nod and sort of chuckle where it's like I'm being polite, but
keep the points that you've earned.
Keep
the points that you've already earned. No points being taken away yet.
And you're scaring me.
This episode was sponsored by Cards Against Humanity. They asked us not to read an ad. Okay.
Now I'm pissed. Cards Against Humanity. No, Hayes, don't.
All right.
Don't. Cards Against Humanity, you listen to me. Now you're starting to piss me off, all right? Now, the first time you did this, where you have that, you pay all this money for ad space on a hit show, and then you don't do an ad, okay, epic.
That was a mistake that we said.
Epic win. And I said that it was, and now you're making me regret it. Because then you did it again, and it really started to scare me that people aren't going to get these funny cards. And I really started to get very scared, but I can only be scared for so long before I just go like, I won't be terrorized anymore. If it's your funeral.
It is terrorism.
And it is. Mm-hmm. It's the same as terrorism, and it's basically, you know, I don't want to say their name, but it's basically Al-Qaeda.
We don't want to give them
I don't want to give them any free press.
Any extra attention.
No, I don't want somebody to seek that out and then join them.
It makes me mad, but more sad.
Well, if they wanted me pissed, they got it. Because if you back me in a corner, you're going to find out that I'm pretty resourceful. And I'm coming out swinging Cards Against Humanity. And you just see who's left standing at the end of this one.
And, you know, for my part, there was a time last week that I would have been willing to stop Sean. And you know, that is something I can do. I know how to stop him. But I think in this case, I'm going to sit this one out, and I'll just see. I'll see what happens, because, you know, they did ask for it.
Yeah, well, and it's because you know that I'm in the right.
Sure.
And I'm skeptical on whether you could actually stop me, but that doesn't matter. Okay. Neither here nor there. And so I don't know what I'll do. Maybe I'll make Uncle Sean's funny cards. And then that'll be the funny cards that people buy, you know, and we'll see if that stings, if that puts a little dent in the business. Because you don't need my help running your company into the ground, apparently, buying ads that aren't real ads, and making enemies on pretty powerful podcasts.
Enjoy the show.
Hey guys, do you need more Earwolf in your life?
Just keep going. We don't have time.
Your Earwolf? Do you need more Earwolf in your life? Mm-hmm. Check out the forums where you can follow and post on subjects. Post on subjects.
Just go right there. Just go right there.
Post on subjects like comedy bang bang catchphrases. Catchphrase.
Don't even say it. Just keep going.
Who charted fan fiction and how did this get made? Movie
suggestions. Just finish it out. No, don't stop. Don't get tied up. We don't have time. Just finish.
And follow us on Factbook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr.
Don't stop.
At Earwolf. No.
Go.
You get the first scoop on Inside News and see.
Don't see. It's the stopping that. See, this is the problem. It's just you're almost done. You're really, really close. You're so close. Do you want to skip this one? Just skip that word?
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah. Just skip it.
Photos.
Good.
Back to the show.
Good. This episode was sponsored by Cards Against Humanity. They asked us not to read an ad. Well, okay, because we thought about what we were going to do.
After the last
3 weeks.
And I'm using this term loosely, after the last ad that we did for them.
We said, okay, well, if they do this again, we're not going to be scared. We're not going to be mad.
We had a nice sit down.
This ad time is bought and paid for. We have been asked not to read an ad about Cards Against Humanity, but we still have this space.
So Cards aren't using it, but it's an ad. So why don't I use it to promote a company that actually does give an F about sticking around tomorrow and the next day?
Please, I'd love to hear an ad like that.
And this is for a product that Hayes and I have cooked up together, and it is a little attachment for the tip of your garden hose that makes the water stream shoot out in the shape of a star.
It's called Star Shower. This was an idea Sean came up with. I said, I love it. Let's do it. We got to do it. I came up with the idea to have an attachment big enough so you could put it on a fire hydrant, so you make a big star.
Prototype, we're beta testing that. But yes, I mean, ideally we have a huge star shower that we could give all the people. And so Cards Against Humanity, you could be getting this kind of promotion. I think when you look at the numbers that Star Shower starts putting up after this ad, you're going to be pretty mad at yourself.
This
for not
ad space
using the
is
time.
yours to use whenever you want it. But since you have decided not to use it, we have to do something with it. We can't just do nothing.
If you choose to buy Cards Against Humanity, that's your choice. They're not promoting, they're not suggesting that you do. But if you want Star Shower, that's a great product that could be fun for your plants to feel like it's nighttime and the stars shining on them in water shape when it's actually light.
So enjoy the show and buy Star Shower and buy Cards Against Humanity if you want, but not
Not their urging nor ours. Sparkbox.
Everybody's talking about Sparkbox. It's a company it's a toy rental service that will send you a box of toys for your child to play with, and then you can send it back and get a whole bunch of brand new toys. Now, people are coming to us and saying, Sparkbox, I hear these ads. I know it's a toy thing, but it also really sounds like it's about weed, that there's some kind of weed thing.
And some of these people have this sort of craven, devilish sort of look in their eye, like they want it to be about weed.
And they're hoping that the toys will show up and they'll be able to smoke the toys and then send the box back, and it'll come with some new toys to smoke.
These toys are for babies under 4 years old. You can't smoke the toys.
Not for babies to smoke, for babies to play with and enjoy.
And if you're a grown-up, you want to play with the toy, fine. I'm not going to judge that. But if you try to smoke the toy and you burn it, then I think you probably will be in trouble with Sparkbox.
We don't know for sure, but
we don't know. We don't talk to these
definitely
guys.
Wouldn't advise burning the toy.
If it was my company, you'd owe me money
it.
if you burned my toy trying to smoke it because you thought it was a weed thing. I also wouldn't name my company this. It sounds too much like a weed thing.
A lot of our friends use it. William Hurt, Don Henley, Mia Hamm. It costs $30 a month, but you can use the code Hollywood for 50% off the first month. That's $10. And don't worry about cleanliness because Sparkbox fully sterilizes each toy using a 5-step process used by top playrooms. It's not a weed thing. So if you want your kid to be a big Hollywood star, the best thing you can do is subscribe to Sparkbox. Once again, that's sparkboxtoys.com. Use the code Hollywood. Sparkbox. It's not a weed thing.
So Earwolf actually makes other shows, and they're available for you to listen to. And we're offering a special promotion where if you listen to these shows enough and make them popular, Hayes and I will appear on these other shows.
We've got Improv for Humans with Matt Besser, where Matt and 3 other humans take suggestions for you to make comedy gold. That sounds like a really fun thing for Sean and I to do. We'd love to do that if you guys can listen to it enough to just get it to a certain...
Get it over that hump, and the minimum threshold, I think, is 1 billion listens, and then we will appear on there, and you can hear Matt Besser fan out over how funny we are.
There's Rana and Beverly. They take interviewing your favorite celebrities like Mark Maron and, perhaps one day us to a whole new place with their unique points of view. That sounds exactly like the kind of show that we would like to do. We're the listenership there, and that's sort of what you can help out with.
If their numbers would at all support the decision, we'd love to go on there, and you could hear Rana and Beverly just sort of fan out over what me and Hayes do.
And if you like sports, you can check out Scarborough Country with Randy and Jason Sklar. No bigger sports heads than Sean and I. That was something they would love to have us on their show. And to be honest, we'd love to do it as well, but what it would take is a requisite number of listeners.
We need you to get in there and listen to it enough that it's even on our radar in any way, and at that point, we could teach them some stuff about sports, and they could kind of fan out over some of the stuff that me and Hayes do.
And if you're looking for a casual conversation around a dining room table, Totally Lame is for you. It doesn't really sound like the ideal podcast for us to do, but if the listeners were there, we would sort of be compelled.
Yeah, Hayes and I aren't traditionally too casual about conversation.
Yeah.
We think of it as a pretty serious
We'd
art
like
form.
to put some effort into it.
But if you got enough numbers, then we would be happy to sort of take off our suit and tie, go down for a casual conversation, and just fan out over Elizabeth Lame and some of what she and her husband, Psychic Andy, have got working over there.
So when this show is over, go check one of those shows out, and we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Listen up, boils and ghouls. It's Earwolf Man Jack.
Oh, Hollywood Handbook is joining forces with Who Charted for a special live event here in Los Angeles on August 19th. Head on down to Molly Malone's Irish Pub for 90 minutes of pure joy. Doors at 7:30 show at 8:30 p.m. that is. Hayes said Sean will be joined by a guest to give the Scoop Troop some real gems to scribble down about how to make it here in Hollyweird. Ooh. Who Charted will get to know their celebrity guests through the music and movie charts. Will Howard and Starred perform the summer anthem? Goo Cruise? It's a summer secret. Ooh. Tickets are $20 each and available at store.earwolf.com. You must be 21 years of age or older to enter, and IDs will be checked. Sorry, kiddies. Go to store.earwolf.com now and grab your tickets before they're gone. Signing off, it's Earwolf Man Jack. Ooh.
Ugh. Well, this episode is brought to you by the toilet bowl cleaners. No, I'm not saying it wrong. The toilet bowl cleaners are the best poop song band in the world, and I think it's a joke on pop song. Because visually it looks very similar, but when you say it, you don't get that it's supposed to... They have 10 albums of poop songs. Their hits include Poop into a Wormhole, The Diarrhea Bounce Back, I Pee When I Poop, but Not the Other Way Around, and Poop in the Urinal. So that's the only person who gave money to our show. So look up the toilet bowl cleaners, which I guess is a real thing on iTunes, Amazon, and Spotify, and that's literally the only people that gave any money to our fucking show.
Hey, kiddies, it's Earwolf Man Jack. Ow. Earwolf's own Kulap Vlasic has created a feature-length documentary about her international road trip from LA to Minnesota to Laos. Into her twisted past to uncover family secrets and meet the biological father she never knew.
And it's me, Poindexter the Nerd. And I'm the Earwolf Man Jack's sidekick, and E equals MC squared, and it's called Origin Story. And you can help make it a reality by donating now to the Indiegogo campaign for the film's finishing costs. Every dollar counts. Search Origin Story on Indiegogo.com or go to igg.me/@/originstorydoc unless you're a nerd like me.
And pipe down, you nerd. Quit giving all that math stuff and mecking up my show. Make a donation and receive a cool perk. And like a set visit to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia or Comedy Bang Bang, the TV show, ow, or claim a guest spot on the CBB podcast or meet me, Earwolf Man Jack, or come to Who Charted.
It's me, the nerd alert, and the nerd is here.
Oh, no.
And other perks include personal mail and shout-outs from Kulop and thank you credits in the film. If the film reaches its final funding goal, Engineer Sam will get a tattoo on his arm of anything Howard Kramer tells him to.
And could somebody
Even
get that
a math problem. That's what I want.
Get this
I'm
nerd
a nerd.
out of here. Get this nerd out of here. I'm Earwolf Man Jack.
Ouch.
Interviewees include extended family, husband Scott Anchorman, friends Casey Wilson, Howard Kramer, June Diane Raphael, and Sarah Silverman.
the nerds again here. And,
somebody get them out of the studio.
And
No,
go
stop
search
it.
Origin Story on Indiegogo.com.
No, I'll say it. I'll search Origin Story on
Indiegogo.me/Origin Story Doc.
No,
Donations of any amount are appreciated.
Get this nerd out of
Please
here.
support our wonderful
Please
cuckoo.
go search Origin Story.
I'm
No,
the nerd.
No.
This episode was brought to you by the Toilet Bowl Cleaners. The Toilet Bowl Cleaners are the best poop song band in the world. This is me, Hayes, the host of the show, saying that. That's how I feel, and it's an opinion that I stand by as a host. Toilet Bowl Cleaners, best poop song band in the entire world. They have 10 albums of poop songs. A lot of people think it's 10 songs. That's actually a misconception. It's 10 albums of poop songs. Such poop songs include Poop in a Wormhole, I Pee When I Poop But Not the Other Way Around, The Diarrhea Bounce Back, and Poop in a Urinal. I really like 3 of those songs. The 4th one I'm not that crazy about. I'm not going to say which it is. And you can find them on iTunes, Amazon, anywhere, Spotify, anywhere music is sold, you can buy the poop songs of the Toilet Bowl Cleaners. And you should.
Hi, Handbook heads. This episode of Hollywood Handbook is brought to you by the Toilet Bowl Cleaners. The Toilet Bowl Cleaners are the best poop song band in the world. The second best poop song band in the world are these guys called the Muddy Trouser Boys. And can I tell you something? It's not even close. The Toilet Bowl Cleaners are so much better.
It's not even a debate.
They're so much better than the Muddy Trouser Boys.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't even know why I brought them up.
Not even, they're
Because-
not part of the conversation.
Okay, the Toilet Bowl Cleaners are number 1.
Yeah.
Then the gap between them and number 2, the Muddy Trouser Boys, who are doing basically nothing and have maybe 1 album of poop songs when the fucking Toilet Bowl Cleaners have 10 albums of poop songs. It's just insane. The gap is huge. Mm-hmm. And the hits the Toilet Bowl Cleaners have are Poop into a Wormhole, Diarrhea Bounce Back, I Pee When I Poop But Not the Other Way Around, and Poop in the Urinal. These are real poop songs. The Muddy Trouser Boys basically just jam on a jug. Like they're literally just blowing into a jug the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And
How
to
is that
me,
even a poop song is my question.
Well, that's my thing, is I'm going, have they not heard the Toilet Bowl Cleaners? Because those are guys who are actually doing it right. And if you don't believe me, you can look them up on iTunes, Amazon, or Spotify and listen and laugh. Oh, see you at the end of the show.
Hey, we want to give a shout out to Molly Huber. She gave $100 to Earwolf, and she's from Chicago, and she's going to use her $100 to buy a big pizza.
Deep dish, that is.
And I understand that the concept of this is that she gave the $100 to Earwolf. She didn't receive it herself. But for the purposes of this,
I'm getting a note slid to me now that does clarify. Yes, okay, she gave the $100 to Earwolf, so she doesn't get to use it to buy a pizza because it's a donation to the show.
but for the purposes of just like the comedy bit, let's say
which we spent a good deal of time perfecting the timing of it. All the details are there. It
So
brings in the city she lives in, and
if we could just clarify that we do understand how it actually works. She is giving the money to Earwolf, and she's not getting it herself. But separate from that, she's going to use the money that she's getting to buy a big pizza.
anyone. What about this?
Okay.
So, and we can back up and do this maybe. Anyone who gives to Earwolf, it comes back to you tenfold.
Oh.
Okay. Giving is better than receiving, something in this vein. Then so she gave us $100. She's from Chicago, Illinois, and I think it's coming back to her tenfold. She's going to use her $1,000 to buy 10 big pizzas.
Yes, that is good. Let's back up and do that.
Okay. Well. Look who came crawling back.
This is,
if it isn't our old friends.
This is a nice little surprise.
Yes, I think that
it's good to see old friends again.
Yes, I think that some of these funny cards really learned a thing or two from the beating that they took in the open market. Now, surprise, surprise, this episode was sponsored by Cards Against Humanity, and they asked us not to read an ad. Enjoy the show.
Sean, sit. Sean, sit down.
What?
Don't they want this. They want this. They're trying to get you to stand up.
Want.
They want you to be angry. Sean.
Well, they got it. Very good slam.
This is a sponsor of the show. Cards Against Humanity they sponsor the show for 3 or 4 weeks, and every time they sponsor it, they say that they don't want us to actually read an ad. They buy an ad, but they say,
Forgot my phone. I gotta make a call.
okay. They buy an ad, and they don't actually ever.
And by the way, who I'm calling is the Funny or Die game that has like pictures and captions.
Sean,
which is a
don't
very
call the
similar
Funny or
game.
Die game. Please don't call the Funny or Die game.
It's a very similar
Don't call the Funny or
game.
Die game. Don't
And
call
maybe
Rob
even
Delaney's board
funnier
game.
in
Don't
some
call Rob
instances.
Delaney's board game. Don't look at me like that. You look like you're gonna call Rob Delaney's board game and the Funny or Die
Well,
game.
let's just see. I'll just dial whoever. We'll see. I'll dial a random number and let's hope it's not Rob Delaney's board game or the Funny or Die game.
So this is just coming from me, coming from Hayes. We give up. You guys win, and if you will just please, you can keep sponsoring the show, but just please do an ad, because when you do this, when you come on and you ask us not to read an ad, when you do buy an ad, and especially at the start of the show, it gets us in a place where we're like, well, what is it? Like we don't know what to do. And it's frustrating, and it makes us scared, and we thought that this was over, and now that it's back, please, for the show, like we are begging you, please just write an ad and have us read the ad, and everything will be fine.
Just had a very interesting phone call.
Sean.
Very productive phone call.
Okay, we're going to read an ad, and I actually hope this goes exactly how I think it's going to go. And this episode was sponsored by Cards Against Humanity. They asked us not to read an ad. Okay, well, great.
And we couldn't be happier about it, because we're actually prepared for you this time, Cards Against Humanity, and I thought you'd be small enough to not do an ad again this week. So I have partnered with a pretty big company, a slight bit bigger than you and a little more well-established. They're called For Dummies.
Maybe you've heard of them.
And you should probably get their advertising for dummies book, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about Humor at Home for Dummies. These are humorous cards that you can read with friends and loved ones at home or at your podcast you're recording, and they really just crack me up so good. And if you want funny cards, go to the company that does use ad space correctly and get Humor at Home for Dummies and just laugh at these cards.
And these cards, I would just point out, actually fit in your pocket, unlike the Cards Against Humanity, which I don't even know how big they are, because you don't even say in your ad.
It doesn't
you
say if it's pocket
you don't
size
have
or
an
not.
ad.
Yes, because your whole ad is not having an ad, and it's hip and it's minimalist, and all that is well and good until Humor at Home for Dummies and me come and mop the floor with you. So these are conversation starters sure to make you smile. And actually, America's favorite humor consultant, Malcolm Kushner, was involved.
And that's Humor at Home for Dummies, the funny cards with ads.
Enjoy the show.
Okay, this episode was sponsored by Cards Against Humanity. They asked us not to read an ad and enjoy the show. Now, Sean, you had some stuff that you wanted to.
Oh, I'll say this because, okay, and thank you to the people who did order the Humor at Home for Dummies cards that we talked about last week, which had some really great, nice humor.
Yeah.
Because some of this Cards Against Humanity stuff gets a little bit blue, and
Yeah.
that's not really my kind of laughs. Anyone can get those laughs.
Yeah. But you know by now sort of how this all went, because the fact that Cards Against Humanity is still advertising on the show, they are still a company.
They're not advertising, but that's
right.
But they are still a company. And what that has taught me, now that I have a little more knowledge in this business, is that they must be using very low quality materials to make these cards. Because I'll tell you, we can't get the price point on these For Dummies cards low enough for it to make sense. They're nice cards. They're funny. It's fun with your friends, with your family. But we have had to put them up to about $49.99, and they're online only. We can't get shelf space anymore. Because
and they're not, but I just want to point out, they are not, you don't send them in like a physical form anymore. They're a PDF.
Yes, what we do is we wind up emailing you a set of what would be on the cards, ideally within a few weeks. And then you can, if you're able to print those out and apply them to something, maybe tape them onto your Cards Against Humanity cards, which are pretty affordable.
Yes. They're almost the same size as playing cards.
But I'll tell you, I mean, I haven't tried it, but don't get them wet or something, because I swear that material can't be any good. Because we were using, not the best stuff, but some middle of the road stuff to make our Humor at Home for Dummies cards. Boy, that was an expensive venture. I took a real bath on it. It costs a lot. So probably these things are made in China, these Cards Against Humanity cards, and probably they're made with newspaper or something lousy, because they're somehow able to keep printing them, keep making money enough at least to not buy an ad.
Yeah. And so you're trying to make a little money back now, and like hopefully the online version will. And
please don't forward the email that we send you, because that really hurts our margins. If you're forwarding that email, then we just can't ever even just zero out on this thing, which has been a pretty big nightmare.
I just want to clarify also, so we don't have any more misconceptions about this. When you say it's $49.99, that makes it sound like you're getting multiple cards, like a bunch of cards.
Well, again, you're not getting physical cards. You're getting an email.
Right, but you're getting many, funny things, but it is per card.
No, if you pay that price, you get a card, you wring out the laughs from that one. When you feel like you've cracked up hard enough, get back in there, and your second card is going to be available at a discount. And that is $48.99.
And then you're not wasting cards. You're not getting this whole pack of things where, how could you ever get through all these cards?
Well, what happens with the Cards Against Humanity cards, and I see it all the time, is you get so many that you read one and you just sort of go not that one. You're not going to do that if you've paid a premium.
Yes.
You're going to read it and you're going to be like, let's make it work. So anyway, please do still buy Humor at Home for Dummies. You can't get the physical cards, and I'm very suspicious of the process that Cards Against Humanity is using, because it's not adding up to this podcast host. Enjoy the show.
This episode is sponsored by Cards Against Humanity. They asked us not to read an ad. Okay, so Sean doesn't know that I'm doing this one. This is Hayes. These ads that Cards Against Humanity has been doing have been making him very pissed off, and he actually said that if we got any more trick ads, he calls them, he was gonna go postal, which I obviously don't want that, but the show does need money pretty badly, so I'm out here in the forest where he won't hear me doing this, and he doesn't know how to listen to the show when it goes up, so I don't think he'll ever find out. So Cards Against Humanity. Hold on. Okay, sorry, I thought I saw his car, but I think it was just a shiny bird. So Cards Against Humanity, I hope this is a good ad. It's good enough for you guys, and as far as I'm concerned, we can just keep continuing like this. I don't see any reason why this would ever have to stop. I from my perspective, I think it's really good. So okay, everyone, enjoy the show.
Today's show is brought to you by QualitySlug.com. This is a website. It's from known film critic Laramie Legal. and it says it has pictures, words, and video. And I was thinking a fun thing to do would just be to go to qualityslug.com, and then I can look at the website for myself, and you can hear my reactions to it as I'm going to the site. So I go to the computer, and it is... I open it up, or it's open already?
No, it'll open on Google.
And so this position for the computer is right to start with.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And now?
Well, first, yeah. Okay, perfect. So you've opened Firefox. Up in the top, type in Quality Slug.
And
with the keys on the bottom.
And I just go in order?
In the order of the letters.
I just do it the same as it is on the page.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Until it looks like www.qualityslug.
All of that.
Yes.
Okay. Put it all in.
Put it all in.
And is that the bookmark?
No, that's a website. That's the URL. You can bookmark that if you like, which we should.
But it's different. I don't have to. I don't have to bookmark.
No, you don't.
Okay.
No.
And is this going to be in mail?
No. This is strictly just on the computer. You won't receive any physical.
Well, that is on. That is on the computer, Sam.
Mail.
The mail is.
I understand what you're asking. This is not an email.
This is not.
No.
Okay.
You won't be sending or receiving. We're just going to check out the people who
but
sponsor the show.
That is. But I am using the keys for that too.
For email? Correct.
Mm-hmm. What's the first one?
Well, first 3 W's.
Okay. And now these are not in order A, B, C.
No, the keyboard is a different setting. You'll have to search for each one.
Okay. Because I'm looking, A is here and B is all the way somewhere else.
Yeah.
And so I would look, if I want to do the W.
Here, let me just, so 2 more W's.
The same one.
The same W.
Again.
Yes.
And do that 2 more times.
Two more
I
times.
Leave the old one?
Yes.
Okay.
To get to 3. So just go to make it 3 W's.
I think I did 4.
Yeah, make that 3.
I think I did 4.
Keep the period.
I can't. Here's the thing I'm running into now. I know how to go back, but if I do that, I lose everything I've done already.
Nope, you can go back letter by letter. So we just want to take out that last W.
I held it down.
Yep. So now you're just at a period.
No, I held it. They're all gone. And now I'm a little worried what's going to happen if I hit OK because of what it says.
You don't have to be worried.
I don't want to see any bugs. So I think actually they can go look.
Sure.
And they can tell me what it is.
Perfect.
Hey everyone, it's me, Paul Scheer. I'm doing an ad on another show, and watch out, Hollywood. Earwolf just launched Wolf Pop, a brand new podcast network devoted to all things pop culture, and brand new episodes of every show are ready and waiting for you to sample in iTunes. Ever wanted to hear infamous film critic Leonard Maltin and comedian Baron Vaughn analyze their favorite movies? And I would love that because you know I love movies, and I'm always asking how they got made. And drop some serious behind-the-scenes information, then you're going to love Maltin on Movies with Baron Vaughn. Looking for a show that will provide a little emotional release with some of your favorite people? Crybabies, hosted by Sarah Thayer from Strangers with Candy and Susan Orlean from The New Yorker. I thought it's my favorite people. My favorite person is my wife, who's on the same show as me. It is a great new show that focuses on the things, good or bad, that make us cry. Wolf Pop has a ton of great shows like Denzel Washington is the greatest actor of all time, period, with Kamau Bell and Kevin Avery. Get Up on This with Jensen Karp and Matthew Robinson. I hope I'm in one of these. Me, Paul Scheer. Happy, Sad, Confused with Joshua Horowitz. I Was There Too with Matt Gorley. Off Camera with Sam Jones. Almost all the way on the list. I don't see any of my name. OMFG with Emily Foster and Dina Raphael. The Canon with Amy Nicholson and Devin Faraci. And so Sylvester Stallone and me, Paul Scheer's new show, The Sylvester Stallone Show with Paul Scheer. I can't wait for you to hear my show, but also listen to the show you're listening to right now. Check them out on iTunes or head to the new website at www.wolfpop.com.
Okay, so from known film critic and bon vivant Laramie Legal, qualityslug.com is super, provided your standards. Okay, sorry. So the show's going to be brought to you this week by Quality Slug. It's from a website from known film critic and bon vivant Laramie Legal. And so it's a website, and now, Hayes, you have been to it.
Engineer Sam showed me how to do this. And,
so Hayes is going to walk me through it.
The name of the site is qualityslug.com.
Great. I didn't know any of this.
And we can just go to it.
So I'm going to go to it, and then just Hayes is going to walk me through it. So what am I?
Yes.
I'm starting.
Yes. So you go to the top, and then you put in the words all together.
I have sticky candy on my hands. Is that a problem?
You can use, I guess, 2 pencils.
Okay, great.
And just kind of...
Okay.
And just sort of poke at them. But, see, this is something... No, because this is something Sam and I did, and you used the eraser part.
Aha. Mm-hmm. Okay, so... Mm-hmm.
Yes. And you did... That hurt, because the sharp part wasn't going
the
into your
sharp
hand.
part stuck into my thumb a little bit.
Okay.
So now I'm putting the words...
Was that really okay? Because it actually went really far in.
It does hurt, and it's hurting my hand. But if we could
broke
just...
off.
The more I talk about it...
Do you want to get it out?
No, the more I talk about it, the more upset I'm getting, and I just would rather ignore it, and somebody will clean it up later, I hope.
Okay.
But so the quality slug is what's important. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to find the word somewhere on this keyboard.
Yeah. Well, here's what you have to do. Mm-hmm. It's each part of the word. You have to do one at a time.
Okay.
And I think I remember it goes, you break it up.
Now, this pissed me off. Why is QU not one key? I'm never using it alone.
I know. And I sort of brought that to Sam, and he actually didn't have a great answer for it. I was hoping that he would resolve that as a computer expert, but so you have to do them both separately.
So now I'm doing it. Mm-hmm. And should it be coming up there when I do it?
Yeah. So what do we do now? Because it's not really doing anything when you do that. Do we turn it around?
No.
Do we... Do we scroll?
Yeah, that did something.
It is, yeah, it did.
Making the arrow move.
It's up. It's up. Do we go and see? Now, this is where I would want to go back, but he was like, don't go back before.
Go back, yeah. Were you just on it? Because if you were just on it, we can't actually go back.
No, I wasn't. I actually haven't been on it before, but he did tell me all the ways to do it. He is...
Should I just call Sam or something?
I think he's in the hospital.
Oh, that's right.
We'll do it, maybe.
You know what we're going to do? You guys go to the site. It's www.qualityslug.com, and then in front of it, there's some other symbols, and I don't really know how to describe them. I am sorry about that, but I think from what Sam says, you should be able to get most of the way there with what we're giving you. Mm-hmm. There's pictures, words, video, and it's and you guys have fun.
This episode is brought to you by QualitySlug.com from film critic Laramie Legal. Visit QualitySlug.com. Now,
so we tried to look at the website officially now, and if we sound weird, okay, it's because we're recording on a phone. Because when we try to look at it, don't know if it's a problem with the site or if it's the plugs in the building we're in, but the computer
has become very messed up.
It's messed up.
It's brown.
It's like
the visual part has become brown.
And it's almost, I think, and Hayes didn't see it, but I think I saw a skull and crossbones on the screen before it turned brown. So I don't know if it's in like poisoned.
It's in 2 parts now.
Yes.
And I don't know which is which. It's like in half.
And the top piece is too sharp to safely put against the bottom piece. And so what we're doing is recording our ads on the phone.
Yes. And so visit QualitySlug.com, but I guess do it. Don't do it. Like, get someone to help you.
Yes, or something safer than what happened to us.
Because it can destroy a device. But you should visit it.
Go there. It's Laramie's thing.
Hey, attention all clothing-wearing, podcast-listening humans. Earwolf has new merch up at our online store. Head to store.earwolf.com to pick up some new Tri-Blend American-made t-shirt.
Okay, so how do I turn this off?
The phone is ringing now.
Okay, yeah.
Does it
sorry.
record and ring at the same time?
Okay, I hope so. Hayes is recording this on my phone just because we kind of made a mistake doing the... Yes, they're calling again. They're persistent. But we were trying to go to a website that we like, and it broke it. So we haven't been to store.earwolf.com, but you should go.
We tried to go to store.earwolf.com, and
there's
it makes
t-shirts.
but it just makes a buzzing for us. But what they have there is t-shirts, and they have an ugly holiday shirt with like it's like a funny shirt to wear in the holidays, and it's made of. Okay, well, who is this?
I'm trying to turn it off.
Who's calling?
It's my mom's new boyfriend. He wants to have a relationship with me. He thinks that we should be close.
So that's why when you hang up, he says
he's taking it personally because he's like, I'm going to show him that I am here, that I'm not like some of these other guys she's dated, and that I'm going to be around. So
do you want to take it?
I should.
Okay, take it.
Hello? Hey, Dan. Awesome. Yeah, awesome. No, I'm not doing anything tonight. Yes, I like chicken. Yeah. Kiyo-chan. No, what's that? It's yes, I've heard about this. Okay, yes. It's they do it's like a Korean, it's like twice fried or double fried. Yeah. And it doesn't sound good for me. No, yeah, that'd be really great. Okay. I'm not ready to say that back yet. Well, then I'll see. Okay, I'll see you then.
What nice.
Yeah.
He seems okay.
Yeah.
Go to the Earwolf store.
Hey, Earwolf heads, it's Earwolf Man Jack's nephews, Sean and Hayes, here to talk to you about the store, the Earwolf store. They didn't give us any ad copy this week.
Yes, it just says we have to record an ad for Earwolf merch, and it doesn't say what the actual ad copy is, but we can just do it. I think they have a shirt that says Earwolf.
Yes, and it's got a picture of a pirate ship, or it's like something rando,
or like a Professor Blastoff, probably some business there.
Yeah, they get listens. So yeah, and there's probably a fucking hat or some Don't they have shit like that?
Yeah, I think there is a hat in there. Yeah.
Earwolfmerch.com. Earwolfmerchstore.com.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Go to the Earwolf store site, click merch, and then click purchase.
Yeah. And it's divided into sections: shirts, hats, store,
hats, shoes, pants,
merch,
fishing gear. And they're selling the stuff from all the shows you listen to and some of the ones you don't. Mm-hmm. And it's got pictures on the shirts.
So everybody buy merch.